Tonight, America celebrates its first pope.
It's exciting, American.
What a joyful coincidence.
From his hometown of Chicago to the Vatican, excitement.
I know I can rely on each and every one of you to walk with me.
As Pope Leo XIV enters an extraordinary time on the world stage. The trade war hits home.
Employers are holding off on hiring.
Unemployment ticks up in the face of tariff uncertainty. A new approach to Parkinson's treatment.
Just like that.
We take you inside the Canadian trial, giving some patients incredible relief.
From CBC News, this is The National with Erica Johnson.
Thanks for joining us. On his first full day as the head of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Leo XIV is setting the tone for the work to come, telling the faithful he wants the Church to become more of a beacon of light in the world. He celebrated his first Mass as pontiff in the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City, while in his hometown of Chicago, people were celebrating him. The choice of this first ever American Pope feeling very personal to many. The surprise that came with that election is still rippling through Rome and Vatican City, where, as Margaret Evans shows us, in a nod to his roots, Leo began his remarks today in English.
The dawn of a new era for the Catholic Church, albeit within the confines of ancient walls and traditions. Leo XIV delivered his first Mass as Pope in the Sistine Chapel, where the day before his former fellow cardinals elected him. Part of the homily delivered in his native tongue, a reminder that he is the first American pontiff.
As we celebrate this morning, I invite you to recognize the marvels that the Lord has done, the blessings that the Lord continues to pour out upon all of us.
The election of a new pope on Thursday was greeted with great joy here, followed by suspense as people waited for his identity to be revealed, and with surprise when it was.
It's American Pope.
The first thing I could know more about him, I don't know anything.
69-year-old Robert Francis Prevost, now the 267th Catholic Pope, was born in Chicago, but he spent much of his pastoral life in Peru, where he's also a citizen. His focus on the world's downtrodden compared by some to Pope Francis.
I think it worked in his favor that he had experience outside of America. He had a broader view of the world, and that he was also in the Curia.
Vatican reporter Juno Arocha Estevez says the choice of an American still surprised him.
That's always been the standard. A cardinal from a superpower wouldn't be Pope.
At a press conference, Canada's cardinals were also asked to weigh in on the first North American Pope.
Okay, yeah. He's a Catholic Pope, not a U.S. Pope.
Cardinal Thomas Collins, former Archbishop of Toronto, points out Pope Leo was chosen by men of the Church who represent countries around the world.
The key thing about him is that he's a man of great spiritual depth, and that, he spent many, many years in South America. He's done things like that, and that's what's really important.
The Pope's formal investiture will take place later this month with a celebratory Mass here at St. Peter's Basilica, and leaders from around the world are expected to attend.
And Margaret, there in Rome, what's the sense you get from people now, a day later, about how they're feeling about this man being elected as Pope?
The sense is that people are really still just getting to know him. He was a man in the shadows yesterday. He stepped out of those velvet curtains, and now he's everywhere. His face is on the cover of newspapers. People listened very intently to his words this morning at Mass, talking about the challenges for the Catholic Church. But he is said to be a very private and shy person, so getting to know him might take some time. And there's a lot of speculation about what kind of Pope he might be, but it is still extremely early to make any judgments on that.
All right, thanks for this, Margaret Evans in Rome. But while Rome may be just getting to know Pope Leo, in his hometown of Chicago, many feel an immediate kinship, including someone Chris Reyes met, who knows him better than most.
This is the house he lived in when he finished as our prior general.
Father John Lydon, a Canadian priest, lives in that house now, in this leafy Chicago street. And it was there that he watched on TV as his old friend became the new pope.
I screamed out, it's Bob, we call him Bob. I said, it's Bob Prevost, it's Bob Prevost.
The same priest he went to university with, and then later roommates in Peru for 10 years as missionaries.
So it was just overwhelming to have lived with somebody who's now the leader of the Catholic Church. He's a good pope for the world, more than just the Catholic Church.
Why do you say that?
Because he's, in his heart, he's a person of respect and dialogue.
Across the street from the house is where Pope Leo got his master's in divinity. Already these places are becoming an attraction.
We decided now would be a great time, since we're coming to Chicago, to see if we could see some of the sights from his life.
So this is Pope Leo's brother's house just outside of Chicago. We actually just missed him because he is now on his way to Rome, but cameras have been rushing here since yesterday. Here's what he had to say about his now world-famous brother.
He's got the task of trying to bring the world's Catholics together, because I think we're splitting apart quickly. And maybe he can do something to bring it back.
At least online, there seems to be a coming together for the new pope.
320 with the Leo, 320.
And at this restaurant, there's the Leo, divinely seasoned and baptized in gravy.
The new pope is from Chicago, and Portillo's is a Chicago icon, so it was a match made in heaven.
For Father Lydon, amidst the celebration, he's also praying hard for his old friend.
The higher you go up, the heavier the cross.
But for the man Father Lydon knew as a younger cardinal, a cross was always something he was willing to bear, even before the whole world knew him as Pope. Chris Reyes, CBC News, Chicago.
Asha Tomlinson was at Holy Name Cathedral, the seat of Chicago's archdiocese, which serves about 2 million Catholics. Asha, give us a sense of how people were reacting there today.
Well, a lot of Chicagoans spent their time in church, honoring Pope Leo XIV, offering their prayers. And in fact, I was inside earlier and there was a real sense of joy, along with deep reflection about what it means to have a pope from the south side of Chicago. He grew up in a very devout Catholic family, an altar boy, and then later on earning his Master of Divinity right here in this community. It really has come full circle, hasn't it? He's a hometown hero now. I spoke with the associate priest at Holy Name. He met Pope Leo about 9 years ago, and he shared that moment with us.
He was very personable, very approachable. He was someone you can joke with and also have that serious, like, this is what we're going to do at this Mass. I was the Master of Ceremony, so I was able to tell him, okay, Bishop, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And now, today, I can say I told the Pope what to do. So it's kind of unique. It's very honored. I'm very honored and humbled by that experience.
For many Chicagoans, this papacy, Erica, isn't just historic, it's deeply personal. This is their Pope. The very headline on the front page of this paper.
And Asha, how are people there feeling about what Pope Leo might accomplish?
There's a lot of hope, with many believing that his deep Chicago roots will help define what he does in this role. We spoke with a few parishioners, and this is what they said about that.
To be an American and to be from Chicago, it's so very special for us, and we feel it's such a blessing that he's from Chicago. Yay!
Thank God that a person from us, our brother from the south side of Chicago, is chosen to be the leader, the shepherd of the whole world. So we are excited.
So hope and a whole lot of pride. In fact, Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson said, everything dope, including the Pope, comes from Chicago. Erica?
Okay, that's Asha Tomlinson in Chicago. Thank you. Breaking tonight, Pakistan's military says it has launched retaliatory strikes against India, accusing India of firing missiles at air bases in Pakistan. This appears to be a significant escalation after multiple nights of attacks from both sides. This is the early morning scene along the disputed border with Indian-controlled Kashmir. Witnesses report hearing explosions. Local Indian police say there are at least 5 people dead. In a social media post, India's army says Pakistan is causing blatant escalation with drone strikes and other munition. Ithel Musa shows us how the rhetoric from both sides makes it hard to know what's really going on.
Another night, another exchange of artillery attacks. Tensions between India and Pakistan continue to soar, and both sides continue to blame one another.
We have seen the Pakistani side targeting and shelling places of worship.
It is India that has escalated the situation by violating Pakistan's sovereignty and killing civilians.
India says its initial missile strikes Wednesday were in response to a deadly assault on tourists in Indian-controlled Kashmir last month. Pakistan denies any involvement. But getting a grasp of what's really happening in and around the long-disputed region of Kashmir has been a challenge, says one expert.
Indian news media, as well as Pakistani news media, as well as the social media landscape, there are just a range of claims and counterclaims. And so it's very difficult for anybody who's watching this unfold to get a sense of what actually is the case.
What we do know is that there have been flight suspensions, blackouts, and dozens of deaths, along with strikes across the de facto border, separating a territory that both India and Pakistan claim as their own.
We're concerned about any time nuclear powers collide and have.
The White House is calling for an immediate de-escalation, although the vice president says the U.S. is staying out of it.
What we can do is try to encourage these folks to de-escalate a little bit, but we're not going to get involved in the middle of a war that's fundamentally none of our business and has nothing to do with America's ability to control it.
Other global leaders are calling for restraint before an all-out war erupts between the nuclear rivals. Ithel Musa, CBC News, Toronto.
Russia celebrated the 80th anniversary of the Soviet Union's Second World War victory over Nazi Germany, the most important secular holiday on the Russian calendar.
С днем Великой Победы! Ура!
Vladimir Putin presided over the biggest military parade in years, hosting more than 24 world leaders, including China's Xi Jinping and the Moscow-friendly leaders of Slovakia and Serbia. Putin also thanked North Korean generals for their country's help on the battlefield against Ukraine. Here at home, it's the 5th day of cross-examination for the woman at the center of the sexual assault trial of 5 former world junior hockey players. As Katie Nicholson shows us, the day began with a heated exchange outside the court.
Before court even started, tense moments between defense lawyer Dan Brown and a supporter of the woman he is cross-examining, known only as EM.
Brown. Gar, is it you today or is it your alter ego?
Sorry?
Well, I guess we'll find out, eh?
Okay, we'll see you inside.
All right.
On Thursday, Brown suggested EM had a fun alter ego when she drank. Brown represents Alex Fermenton, one of the 5 former world junior hockey players accused of sexually assaulting EM in June of 2018. They have all pleaded not guilty. EM has testified to drinking 8 shots plus other drinks at Jack's pub the night of the alleged assaults. She has repeatedly said she was drunk and out of it. Brown held up a regular 1-ounce shot glass and a Jager bomb shot glass from Jack's, and then poured the contents of the shot glass into the Jager bomb to show only half of the alcohol would fit. EM agreed after Brown's show and tell she likely consumed the equivalent of 4 shots. You hadn't drunk as much as you thought, Brown said. EM has previously said someone poured a shot in her mouth, that players bought her multiple drinks, and that some players put her hands on their crotches on the dance floor. Brown noted that was not reflected in the surveillance tape. EM replied it's not on the surveillance, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Prodded continuously on gaps in her memory and discrepancies in her previous accounts, EM at one point told Brown, "You're trying to make me second-guess everything I'm saying." Friday marked EM's 5th day answering questions from defense lawyers. Long cross-examinations can wear a witness down, says this law professor.
Exhaustion can set in, confusion can set in because you may have been asked similar questions or even the same question before, but in between you've been asked 400 other questions, and so you may lose track of exactly what you said.
EM still has many more questions to answer from Brown and the other 2 remaining defense teams as the marathon cross-examination continues Monday. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, London, Ontario.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will name his new cabinet on Tuesday when a swearing-in will be held at Rideau Hall. Sources tell us he is considering a tiered structure, having a core group of senior ministers and then a secondary group of ministers of state. Parliament resumes at the end of the month, and King Charles is expected to deliver the throne speech. For the second straight month, Canada's unemployment rate has gone up. Many of the job losses were in manufacturing, driven in large part by uncertainty due to Trump's tariffs. As Jamie Strachan reports, those fears could affect the whole economy.
The fallout from the simmering trade war is showing up in Canada's job numbers.
We've been seeing some layoffs from our membership. We're also seeing declines in hours as production sort of recedes, as there's less demand. Unfortunately, too, we're also seeing a closure as well.
Canada's unemployment rate ticked up to 6.9%. The biggest contributor, 31,000 lost manufacturing jobs, including the auto sector and industries linked to it, like steel.
The auto sector does pull a lot of steel from our steel mills and from the domestic steel supply chain. There's about 900 kilograms to a ton of steel in a car, your average car.
These April numbers were that first real sign.
This economist says as long as tariffs are in place, losses will continue in manufacturing and beyond.
Over time, that if that persists, then that's going to lead to spillovers in the rest of the economy.
The spillover is affecting young job seekers like Ben Gooch. The 24-year-old has a degree in mechanical engineering. He's already done more than 100 interviews in the past year.
I'm kind of waiting for life to start working towards those milestones.
Gooch is hardly alone. The current unemployment rate matches the highest in 8 years outside of the pandemic. According to Statistics Canada, 189,000 more people are looking for work this April compared to a year ago.
My generation has been very pushed to get degrees and to achieve like higher levels of education. And then you get that and it's like, why did I do this?
And it could continue to worsen into the summer.
Employers are holding off on hiring. Job seekers across those circumstances are facing difficult conditions.
The job market and the health of Canada's economy, depending in part on whether this seemingly friendlier relationship can lead to change. Jamie Strachan, CBC News, Toronto.
The FAA says it will work with airlines to cut down on flights through Newark International Airport. This after air traffic control for Newark went dark again today.
The airport simply lacks the FAA tower staffing levels, modern technology, and infrastructure.
Both radio communications and radar screens went down early this morning for about 90 seconds. It's the second time it's happened in 2 weeks. The last time caused 5 air traffic controllers to go on stress leave. The outage comes one day after the Trump administration announced a multi-billion-dollar plan to overhaul the country's air traffic control systems. A Salvadorian family turned away twice by Canada and detained for weeks at the U.S. border is finally in this country tonight.
Okay.
Their perilous journey and new beginning next. Plus, an innovative new approach to Parkinson's treatment.
It's only delivering stimulation when the brain needs it.
How a Canadian trial is already changing lives. And later, in the hometown of the new Pope, a mock conclave. Chicago students pick a pontiff and get a big surprise from the Vatican. We're back in 2.
She'll be released on bail immediately from Louisiana.
That's the lawyer for foreign university student Rumeysa Ozturk after a judge ordered her released, citing her free speech rights. Ozturk was in the U.S. legally when she was snatched off the street by plainclothes immigration authorities. The stated reason, an op-ed she wrote, critical of her school's response to Israel's war in Gaza.
Circle the mayor! Circle the mayor!
Ross Baraka, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, was arrested for trespassing outside a new immigration detention center amid a scuffle between federal officers and activists. Baraka has opposed the facility for months and reportedly tried to enter it with a U.S. congressional delegation that had come for an inspection. He was released this evening. There's a whole lot of relief for one family here in Canada after a mother and her 2 children were finally allowed to enter the country from the U.S. to make an asylum claim. As Jorge Barrera explains, they had already been denied and detained twice, but they fought back.
Araceli Serrano says she feels hope.
That
this time Canada will let her in with her daughters Madeleine, 14, and Itziana, 4. Twice they've been turned away after Canadian border officials doubted documents, Araceli said, proved she had brothers in Canada, key to an asylum claim from the U.S. Each rejection sent her and her family into a holding cell at this port of entry in Niagara Falls, New York, for a total of 2 weeks. No windows, no breath of fresh air.
It's like agony that you go through that.
Her brother said he was told Araceli faced long odds getting Canada to hear her asylum claim.
They don't see it very often, they said.
But he didn't give up and called for help. And help came with immigration lawyer Heather Neufeld, who took the government to court.
They made mistakes, and I'm hoping that those mistakes will be corrected.
Immigration Canada relented and agreed to let Araceli and the girls in. We're getting close to Canada, says Araceli, heading to the same port of entry that rejected her before. As someone living undocumented in the U.S., she again faces the risk of detention with her daughters if this attempt fails. On the other side, her brothers wait, as Araceli's claim is reconsidered for 12 long hours. And then...
How you doing? Okay.
Good to have you.
For now, celebration. But soon they'll focus on getting Araceli's husband, Marcos, across. He was released Thursday from immigration detention in the U.S., but still faces deportation to El Salvador. Now they hope to try and stay in Canada together for good. Jorge Barrera, CBC News, Niagara Falls, Ontario.
A Japanese woman is about to make history on the diamond this weekend as the first woman to play professional baseball in Canada.
I'm so happy and very excited.
How she's inspiring some young fans. Plus, a new Parkinson's treatment stimulating the brain and giving patients hope.
Just like that.
Christine Birak gets exclusive access to an innovative Canadian trial. And in Nova Scotia, a fight over cannabis.
We're talking organized crime.
I think that there's no evidence whatsoever of any organized criminal involvement in this.
The police crackdown and the Indigenous businesses who say it's their right to sell it. The National breaks down the stories shaping our world. Next. When Ayumi Sato steps onto the mound Sunday afternoon, she'll be making history. The Japanese pitcher will become the first woman ever to play professional baseball in Canada. And as Megan Fitzpatrick reports, Sato is redefining the boundaries of pro sports and inspiring young girls.
History will soon be made at this baseball diamond in Toronto by this woman, Ayumi Sato. When the Japanese pitcher takes to the mound on Sunday, she'll be the first woman to play in a professional men's baseball game in Canada. Her team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the other Leafs. They're part of the Inter-County Baseball League, which is more than a century old. When they reached out, she jumped at the offer.
I'm so happy and very excited.
Sato's English is limited. Through a translator, she said the guys on the team have welcomed her warmly.
They're really great, and I'm looking forward to playing with them.
Sato is considered one of the best female pitchers in the world. Among her accomplishments, multiple world championships with Japan's national team. The Leafs hope Sato will be a star attraction.
We're so excited to have her.
So we want to break some barriers down and give her a great opportunity.
Through the game.
Canadian Baseball Hall of Famer Ashley Stevenson played against Sato.
She's an outstanding pitcher, like the best pitcher I ever faced in international competition for sure.
But Stevenson wishes women like Sato had a pro league of their own here, like soccer and hockey.
There's all these female leagues now that are doing so well and they're so successful, and so a part of me, wishes we had that for baseball too.
So do these little girls, who are also rooting for Sato as she gets set to make her pro debut.
It's not fair that women don't have their own league, and it's very strong of her to play in a men's league, and I really look up to her.
I'm glad she's getting a chance to show her talents to everyone else, and I'm proud.
Back at the Maple Leafs practice, Sato said she's both nervous and excited for the season ahead.
I will try my best.
She was happy to hear about what the young girls said and hopes to inspire them. It seems she's already hit that target out of the park. Megan Fitzpatrick, CBC News, Toronto.
Now it's time to dig deeper into the stories shaping our world. Battle lines drawn in Nova Scotia after RCMP raids on Indigenous-owned cannabis stores.
It's all trade. We're talking organized crime.
How the province-wide crackdown intersects with treaty rights. But first,
this is the first time you are in an adaptive setting.
Innovative Canadian research forging a new form of treatment for Parkinson's disease.
I'm feeling great. I had to grab my guitar and play.
We go inside a patient's journey and the therapy stimulating visible and measurable changes. Christine Birak shows how the more tailored treatment works in real time.
Hey! Hi, how are you?
49-year-old musician Fabio Dwyer has Parkinson's disease.
Okay, so we can actually connect you.
It's hard to tell, thanks to a pacemaker, not for his heart, but for his brain.
Okay.
Now it's about to get a reboot that could change his life.
So now let me stream now from the brain. And you might feel some dizziness now because I'm going higher. Okay. Sorry about, and this is the first time you are in an adaptive setting.
We're taking you inside an innovative medical trial at the University Health Network in Toronto, where new technology is offering patients with Parkinson's a more personalized therapy. It's called adaptive deep brain stimulation, or ADBS, and it has the potential to revolutionize the way we treat neurological conditions, and we're going to show you how it works in real time.
And I'm going to lower the stimulation slowly. Then I go down to 0 so that there is a tremor.
His symptoms begin to show. Neurologist Dr. Alfonso Fasano is adjusting electricity levels flowing deep into Dwyer's brain. Electricity is the brain's natural language. A device placed in Dwyer's chest connects to electrodes implanted in his brain. It sends out continuous electrical impulses that disrupt abnormal brain activity.
Do you feel anything right now?
I start to feel like a little bit.
Well, let's go a little higher.
Deep brain stimulation eases Dwyer's tremors, but the muscles around his mouth remain stiff.
You're part of this trial now because we're trying to see whether we can improve your speech. So let's have a good recording of your speech now with a standard stimulation. Why don't you tell us what you did yesterday?
A little of a song by the Beatles called "Around My Guitar in 2 Weeks."
So this is a baseline of your speech.
Dwyer's part of a Canadian trial testing the power of ADBS.
In adaptive deep brain stimulation, the stimulation is given on demand, only when the brain really needs more stimulation or more treatment.
In some ways, standard deep brain stimulation is like cruise control in a car. It keeps a steady speed, but when traffic slows down, you manually need to hit the brakes. Same goes for DBS. Adaptive DBS, on the other hand, is more like smart cruise control. The car slows down automatically. The device senses changes and adjusts.
Instead of just doing the same thing over and over, and therefore causing side effects, it's only delivering stimulation when the brain needs it.
For Dwyer, deep brain stimulation put him back in control. Diagnosed in 2018, he saw his future slipping away.
It was like a big hole, deep hole, black hole was opening under my feet, and I was like falling like non-stop. But I knew right away that my career as a musician would be severely harmed.
A career that, strangely enough, crossed paths with Dr. Alfonso Fasano years before his diagnosis. The next time they'd meet was in the hospital.
Okay, so now the device is turned off.
Yeah, and that's how it is when I'm off.
In the days leading up to his adaptive upgrade,
Like, that's how bad the shape.
And it just happened almost instantly.
Yeah, it takes like a few seconds. Like,
Dwyer showed us what life without this therapy looks like.
It's really remarkable.
I'm very good shaking martinis.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah.
When he turns it back on,
Just like that.
Just like that. Amazing.
Amazing. Remarkable.
Saying 5 minutes shaking. Stuff like that, I can feel the muscles, the pain in the muscles.
he's hoping the adaptive upgrade will help relax his face muscles so he can form words more easily.
There's always the chance that it's not going to work as good as the previous system because it's a new thing that they're trying, they're still learning about.
Researchers are investigating adaptive deep brain stimulation for potentially treating conditions beyond Parkinson's, like epilepsy, Tourette's syndrome, and obsessive compulsive disorder. So far, studies, including a soon-to-be-published trial involving 68 participants, has led regulators in the US and Europe to approve ADBS for Parkinson's patients. Health Canada is currently reviewing the therapy.
I was able to do all the things I wanted to do with my life.
Benjamin Stetcher was diagnosed with Parkinson's at 29. He was the first Canadian patient to try adaptive deep brain stimulation as part of that international trial. Stetcher says without warning, his body muscles used to contract and twist uncontrollably.
It's taken away the most bothersome symptoms that I used to live with, and now I just live with this tremor. It's not that bothersome.
Right now, it's one of the best treatments we can offer, so it's great that we have new tools to make it even better.
Dr. Ariane Vailleux-Carpentier is a neurologist and movement disorder specialist. She's watching the Canadian trial closely, hoping to learn who might benefit most from adaptive therapy.
Is it like all patients should have it because it's miraculous, or it's only that subset of patients that have issues where they're with their current DBS programming? So I think all of that are still unanswered questions, but it's going to be very interesting to see how it unfolds.
And this is the first time you are in an adaptive setting. We have previously set this up.
Dwyer feels a bit nauseous.
So now we are activated the adaptive setting. We don't see any tremor.
That's a good sign.
And the stimulation is adapting, going higher and lower, depending on how much stimulation the brain needs in this particular moment. Say again the song and the artist.
While my guitar gently weeps by the Beatles.
Seems pretty good. Yeah. What do you think?
It was easier because I don't feel the tone shaking inside.
The verdict?
I'm feeling great. I had to grab my guitar, play.
And that's a relief.
Well, you never know. This is the first time we start adaptive stimulation in Fabio, and we're learning as we go.
And there's more to come. In the near future, doctors say the stimulator itself will learn by constantly recording information from the brain. Then AI could help make another leap forward. Instead of reactive, the technology could become predictive. It's not a cure, but for many, it's hope for a better tomorrow.
So, Christine, what will the post-trial access and cost be like for patients?
Doctors are hoping Health Canada will approve this soon, but the upgrade will come at no cost to patients. Ontario already covers all the costs of DBS. It's the same situation in other provinces that offer the therapy.
Now, I know you mentioned this isn't a cure. Is there any news on that research front?
Yes, and it comes in the form of stem cell transplants. There are 2 extremely small studies in which stem cells were transplanted into the brains of Parkinson's patients, and they produce the right chemicals to ease symptoms. So that's a good sign, but I would caution this is extremely early days, but certainly moving in the right direction.
Okay, thanks for this, Christine. Christine Birak in Toronto tonight. Coming up in Nova Scotia, a legal battle over treaty rights and cannabis sales.
I'm just not going to lay down. I ain't doing it.
The police crackdown and the Indigenous operators who say they won't stop. That's next. Clash of sovereignty, citing ties to organized crime. Nova Scotia RCMP pushed to shutter on-reserve Indigenous cannabis shops. They're met with defiance and a fight over jurisdiction.
The same as hunting, the same as fishing. They have not forgotten their rights and appear to be devoted to asserting those rights.
Tom Murphy breaks down the allegations, the treaty, and the difference in interpretation.
This is on our land, this is our store.
A raid on a Mi'kmaq-run cannabis store in southwest Nova Scotia. Drugs and weapons seized by the RCMP.
We're talking organized crime.
Arrests made, charges laid. This is part of a province-wide crackdown. This is the latest front in the fight over Indigenous treaty rights.
No, don't touch me, don't touch me!
These cannabis dispensaries have been popping up across First Nations in this province. The Mi'kmaq call them truck houses, in keeping with Indigenous trading posts of old. The Indigenous operators believe a nearly 300-year-old treaty gives them the right to sell cannabis, hashish, and magic mushrooms. But police say the situation has opened the door to organized crime.
This whole issue is coming to a head now because of this man, Jason Popick. He's a new RCMP superintendent in the area, determined to lead the crackdown.
Canada has created laws that everyone within Canada has to abide by. They are committing a crime and they're profiting off of a crime. I investigate criminals and I stand up to bullies.
As the RCMP in Nova Scotia see it, by law, only the provincial government can sell cannabis in the province.
So this is your store. This is where the police raided it?
Yep.
But operators like Laurie Dory on the New Ross 20 Reserve will have none of that.
They took a pry bar here and pried the door, but they couldn't get the deadbolt open, so they smashed this casing off completely.
And your stock on the shelves, what happened?
The RCMP took every bit of it. All of the cannabis, all of the CBD.
But you were back in operation pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, we was back in operation the next morning.
Busted, but right back selling cannabis and hashish cheaper and with no tax, because he says it's his treaty right to do so.
The 1752 treaty give us the right for moderate living and stuff. And, you know, like we was trading. It's all trade. Like they was smoking something in the pipes. You know what I mean, besides tobacco.
The 1752 Peace and Friendship Treaty between the British Crown and the Mi'kmaq people speaks of free liberty of hunting and fishing as usual, and a truck house, along with the liberty to sell skins, feathers, fowl, fish, or any other thing they shall have to sell. But Superintendent Popick has his doubts about whether the treaty applies.
The fact that cannabis was introduced to Canada in about 1930, it's not origin within Canada. It's relatively new to our scene. I cannot see that ever being part of a treaty from the 1700s.
Well, I think the police are engaging in some amateur botany. So I obviously disagree on their scientific assessment.
Jack Lloyd is a lawyer with a specialty in cannabis law in Canada. He says Indigenous rights should not be frozen in time, but rather evolve.
My view is that it doesn't really matter whether this dispute over the botanical classification of cannabis and whether Indigenous peoples have engaged with it since time immemorial or not. The question becomes, have they engaged with it, and has it become a part of their society and traditional activities, and is it being exercised? And certainly as a charter principle, it is, as lawyers would describe it, a living tree. So my view is that the position taken by the RCMP relies on an outdated view of the law.
And about that moderate livelihood?
So you're selling enough product to provide wages for 6 people?
6 people, yeah.
That's a pretty lucrative business then.
Yeah, yeah. It is, you know what I mean? You don't get to eat crap dinner every day.
But Popek argues it's ultimately not a moderate livelihood. It's helping organized crime.
I believe that organized crime is using the treaties and the people they've, the very small percentage of people within the community as nominees.
Organized crime is using the treaties as cover.
That's what I believe, yes.
Popek believes for this reason the police are justified in shutting down the dispensaries.
There are 2 different groups that signed that treaty. My treaty rights are to be able to live on this land unmolested. And reciprocally, I cannot molest other people. The Treaty of 1760 stipulates that you will not traffic in any goods with the enemies of the crown, the King of England. I look at organized crime as an enemy of the Canadian people, an enemy of the crown. And the Treaty of 1760 says you will not do that. I think what we did was correct and needed to be done.
Dory says organized crime is not involved. His cannabis is coming from a Mohawk reserve. He calls it a nation-to-nation transaction. And Dory's chief and others want the police to back off.
Because it's like this, I'm just not going to lay down. I ain't doing it.
I think that there's no evidence whatsoever of any organized criminal involvement in this. What they have are Indigenous peoples, after centuries of hardship, engaging in moderate livelihoods with a substance that has become or has always been a part of their traditional customs and trade. It's not organized crime.
The province says it's now working with Mi'kmaq leadership to allow legal cannabis stores to be authorized and regulated and controlled by the province in Indigenous communities. In the meantime, the charges stand.
Effectively, there will likely be a case that will go to the Supreme Court of Canada in which this right is asserted. And it remains to be seen what that case will look like and who will litigate it. But that is certainly brewing. The same as hunting, the same as fishing. First Nations peoples are here. They have not forgotten their rights and appear to be devoted to asserting those rights.
Setting the stage for the next fight over Indigenous treaty rights.
As Tom mentioned, dispensary owners have vowed to continue to sell, but in one recent case, a court convicted and sentenced a Mi'kmaq operator for illegally selling cannabis. Up next, a Chicago school transforms into the Sistine Chapel. A pretend conclave with a real connection to the new Pope. You're looking at students at a Catholic school in Chicago dressed like cardinals and holding their own secret vote in a mock conclave. Days later, the real conclave unfolded in Rome, and to their astonishment, a Chicago-born pope was chosen, the first American pontiff. But first, just for a day, they had their very own pope. Their divine reenactment makes our moment.
Our mock cardinals were appointed like a real cardinal would be. And then after all of the cardinals had taken their oath of secrecy, we closed the doors with our little Swiss guards and the voting began.
In between all the rounds, if we didn't have a pope, we would ask them, what would you do if you were pope? I leaned out the window and I addressed the crowd, and then I came downstairs, gave high fives, and then I went back up. It was a really cool experience.
The following day, when the real conclave began, it was so exciting to see our students realize that the Supreme Pontiff, the successor to St. Peter, also went to a Chicago Catholic elementary school.
I think we were all pretty surprised. Like, this is the first Pope from America, and he's specifically from Chicago.
I think the biggest surprise for Augie is that he's been getting a lot of attention as the Pope. But I'm guessing that next week is going to go back to class as usual for him.
What a creative way to learn. And if you're wondering, it took them 3 rounds, 4 hours of voting to nominate Pope Augustine. Augie thought that name was closer to his, and he says he wants to be a fun and exciting Pope, but vowed to remain humble. From all of us at The National, thank you for being with us. You can watch anywhere, anytime on the free CBC News app and subscribe to The National's YouTube channel. I'm Erica Johnson in Vancouver. Good night.